Hey guys, how we all doing? How about all well this week? Yeah, I couldn't do a lot live there yesterday. I was in uh, major pain, so after a functionality test, so I couldn't I couldn't come in and have fun with you guys as I usually do every week. Yeah, there was a lot of storms there this week over storm uh, Isha and Storm Jocelyn. Yeah, I left a bit of devastation, shall we say, in the country. So I'm in on top of that. I couldn't really do any videos either. So, um, but it should be an interesting week anyway. We should be back to normal anyway, so it should be fine. But like I say, I hope we're all well. I'm gonna. Yeah, it usually takes about a half an hour to for people to load up and come in. So while that happens, I'm gonna do a song for you guys. It's yeah, I was working on this song. Now I didn't try it in this key, but it's actually gone viral. Um, and I'm gonna give it a shot and see how you guys find it. It's called Stick Season. What the fuck is this? Oh. You promised me I was more than all the miles combined. You must have had yourself change of heart like halfway through the drive. Was your voice? What the fuck is going on? Hey, we do this again. Load us up again. Yeah. You promised me I was more than just the miles combined. You must have had yourself a change of heart like halfway through the drive. 'Cause your voice trailed off exactly as you passed by my exile. Why is this coming up? Was your voice trailed off exactly as you passed my exit sign? Kept on driving straight and left our future to the right. Now I'm stuck between my anger and blame. Oh, this is frustrating. Hey Slocum, hey Lydia, good to see you. Yeah, I'm having major technical difficulties at the moment. Now I'm stuck between my anger and the blame. I can't face a memory or something, even smoking weed just doesn't replace. And I'm terrified of weather, 'cause I see you when it rains. Doc told me to travel, but there's COVID on the plane. There's a lover, mom, there's a lover, mom, and the season of the sticks now. I saw your mom, she's forgotten I existed. And I had to have my phone, and I just like to play the victim. I drink alcohol, till my friends come home for Christmas. And I'll dream each night of some version of you that I might not have. I did not live. Now your tire tracks one pair of shoes, and I'm split in half, and all I have to do home. So I thought that if I piled something good on my bed, I could cancel and the darkness I inherited from death. No, I'm no longer funny, and I missed the way you laugh. Once called forever, now you still can't call me back. And I love her, Mom, but it's the season of the sticks, and I saw your mom, and I forgot I existed. It's half my fault, and I just can't play the victim. I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas, and I'll dream each night of some version of you. And I might not have, but I did not lose. Oh, your tire tracks, one pair of shoes, and I'm split in half. Now I'm split in half till I have to do. Oh, that'll have to do. My other half was you. My whole pain's just passing through, but I doubt it. My lover, mine, it's the season of the sticks, and I saw your mom, she forgot and I existed. And it's half my fault, and I just like to play the victim. And I'll drink alcohol till my friends come home for Christmas. And I'll dream each night of a version of you that I might not have, but I did not lose. And your tire tracks, one pair of shoes. Well, I'm split in half, but I have to do, have to do. Something like that. The fulcrum. Hello, sir. Yes, Logan. I had a lot of pain. Medicate. Like I was having a lot of pain medication, so I'm somewhat strong anyway today. Well, welcome to the Folgrow. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're well. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Yeah, that was a song from was it Kahan? Is it? Yeah, Noah Kahan. I'll try catch you again later if you want to go. Oh, it's all right, Eddie. It's Chuck on tonight. Beautiful song. I'm not sure about Chuck. I'm sure he'll be in later. If he's still up, I don't know. Ah, the great Samoan is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Locum. Yeah, I'll probably take a rest after this live here. Uh, on the road, listen. Well, Simone, if you're having a break or something, you're more than welcome to come in. I just kicked it off, so take an escort. So, all right. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure he's pulling all night or somewhere. Ah, sure, it'll be all right, sure. As they say, as they say. Top of the morning to you. Yeah, I think we'll do another song. Um, see. Yeah, I'll give you a bit of Don Williams, I think. Well, then you know how I feel because I have the same problem, and especially it's even more excruciating when you get a functionality test done on you. Anyway, we're gonna do a song from Don Williams. Call My Best Friend. Please go. You please go on my finger. You brought love like I've ever known. You gave life to our children and to me a reason to go on. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from trouble when you're my anchor in life's ocean. But most of all, you're my best friend. When I need hope and inspiration, you're always strong. When I'm tired and weak, I could search this whole world over, and you'd still be everything that I need. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from trouble when you're my anchor in life's ocean. But most of all, you're my best friend. You're my bread when I'm hungry. You're my shelter from trouble when you're my anchor in life's ocean. But most of all, you're my most of all, you're my best friend. Yeah, it's horror bubbles that test. No doubt about it. Yeah, one of my favorites. That was. Yeah, well, one of my guests that I had on before, Anita Gallagher. She's having a birthday Saturday week, so I'll uh, I'll tell her um, you gave her love and wished her a happy birthday. The great Charles. Yeah, guys, I I enjoyed Charlie's show there the last time. I'm not sure if you're subscribed, but please give him a look. It was a great show. No doubt about it. You're very welcome, Charlie. Us gunslingers gotta keep together. Let's see if I can get the Charles up here. Ball. Skadoosh. There he is, sure. Yeah, give him a sub and give him a look. He's a great lad. He's a great lad. Charles got not a bad singer. Either. Not too shabby. That's Charlie Gabaldon's page, so I'll sub him up. It's free. It's actually beautiful weather. Bit cold. um, 6 degrees centigrade at the moment. It's getting to me mid 60s lately. Okay. Oh, you need these. The great Kaz. It's nothing like starting in the early in the morning. Hey, Kaz. God bless you for coming in. This is it, Jesus. Just ruined my booties. We all know you're up all night or anyway. I know you were you were over a flows, you know. I saw you, I did. Yeah. Well, I give your views. Absolutely, I do. You help me, I help you. You know, that's how it works. I wasn't that far. I'm sure he forgive you. 51. Holy shit. What's that last night? Yeah, last night. See what me, cause it's early in the morning, like you were now. Like we're talking about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Like for me. Yeah, Slocum is having having our summer over there. I commented a couple times, but then went to bed. Okay. Because we're Greenwich Mean Time, so I know you are. What is it? Eastern Standard Time, something like that. 23. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty hot over in the land of Oz at the moment. You need plenty of dips. Dubon. Dubon. Good to see you, Anne. I'd be sitting in the refrigerator. Yeah, Charlie's had a few hot like very very similar to what Australia has at the moment in the summer. Oh yeah, man, you're most welcome, and thanks for coming in. I always appreciate people coming in. Instead of me talking about talking to myself. I thought I think I think it was it last year or 2 years ago, Charlie, that it was something like 111. Like it was the hottest on record, right? Um, I do remember that. Like, It's always 69 here, year round, unless I go outside. I like our style, yeah. See what song we can muster. We give you this, I think. You get used to it. My friend here is from Michigan, and boy, is she having trouble. I can't get her out of bed. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the great, the one, the only Kaz. How are you, sir?
Chilling like a villain, cheating, robbing, rhyming, stealing. Hold on, my sound's all messed up. Let me fix this.
Yeah, sound a bit low.
Low, huh? That's weird. On my show last night, I was blasting everything to freak out. It was weird, dude. Even my YouTube was coming in like super duper hot. I had to back everything down. I was blowing everybody's eardrums out. Wild. My computer's probably going to crash after about a minute or two or whatever. I'll be back after I get it back running.
Yeah, all right.
I'm telling you, man, you really need a decent time zone. This Jesus clock thing is just too much, man.
Yeah. So unheard of these type of times.
I mean, what you gonna do, man? Oh, let me tell you about my past 3 days. This is one of those things that make you lose hair and crap, right? So a couple of weeks ago, I'm not going to mention any specific numbers. I paid a significantly hefty amount to the government, both state and federal, to keep them out of my trash, right?
Mhm.
It was required. I had to do it. Anyway, it's a bunch of money. I got a letter yesterday or day before yesterday and an email telling me that I had a letter in the mailbox that was very, very important. And I went out there and checked it, and they were talking about 20 days until they put a lien on my house, 30 days or something like that before they confiscate my accounts. Right?
What?
Yeah. They were talking about freezing my account, just taking my money. And I was like, wait a second now. I done paid y'all. What the is going on? Yo,
Yeah.
somebody needs to tell me something. So you'd figure the federal government would have a 24/7 help desk. No. I had to wait until the next morning to call them. And after an hour on the phone, I figured out what was wrong. These motivators had taken this past year's tax payments and applied them to next year's tax payments and was just going to keep it and take my house too.
Holy shit.
It's like, what? Because I mean, after an hour of going through every data point, every detail, everything, we sat there. I sat there dead silent for a second. I was staring at that damn paper, When
And
it occurred,
did they give you a reason? Like what? Like what?
simple. It's simple. When we sent in the check, uh, it had this upcoming year's date on it for some strange reason. My wife wrote 24 instead of 23, and so they just applied every dime of it to next year, and then told me we still owed them money. They didn't even it didn't even cross their mind to check it. I was like, that's ridiculous. So after she
So
talked to
so just by one digit,
uh-huh.
like was the discrepancy.
Yeah. A 3 instead of a 4 instead of a 3. Yeah. So like after an hour and a half on the
Holy
phone
shit,
with
man!
my wife, uh the chick house, like my wife almost loses her freaking fruit. She puts down the phone and she stares at me and she's like, they're gonna take everything we own. And we've already gave them everything we own. So like I'm confused.
Jesus.
And it hit me. I went, that's the wrong year. And I picked up the phone. I said, ma'am, what year do you have written on that? Oh, it's the right year. I said, what year do you have written on it? She said 24. I said, no, ma'am, this is all for 23 tax season. We have the 24 tax season coming around. We will get that, but we need to cover what we've already paid. Come on. She nutted up. That woman was like, oh my God, I can't believe it took that long to figure it out. You work here. I'm an amateur.
Oh my God.
What? So we spent about, I don't know, 18 hours in an absolute panic about this, going through records and double checking stuff with the bank and all kinds of stuff, trying to figure out where our mistake was, only to find out we didn't make a mistake. They did.
Wow. Oh, it was them that made a mistake.
Yeah. All right. So when you're dealing with this department, you're supposed to write things for current date. If you try to post date it, they'll tell you you're trying to commit fraud, right?
Yeah.
So because there was some
I thought you said your wife made a mistake.
well, just let me finish. The first
Okay, go on.
couple of payments were written for the proper year. The last payment that went in, because the way they do this is they kind of escrow the amount until it's paid in full, sort of. But because the last payment that went in was dated like January 2nd, 2024, they put 24 on the end of all of it and dumped it into the tax bucket.
Wow.
And everything went into next year's taxes. And they were like, oh, by the way, you still owe us like X amount of money. And the very second I asked her, what year do you have on that paper? She went, oh, I know what's wrong. I was like, will you please put a stop all of this? Just make it stop. Make it stop before it ruins the rest of my life. She's like, well, it's not like, and then she saw the amount and was like, oh, they're coming for your house, aren't they? I said, yes, ma'am, they certainly are. They're coming for a $500,000 house. Come on now.
Jesus.
It's math here. Let's figure this out. This can't be like this. But you want a civil war? Taxation without representation is a solid, proven method to get it.
Jesus Christ.
But all that straightened out now. Dear God, I hope. So yeah.
Well, I mean, pretty much our week was like, I mean, I left a lot of fucking devastation, suffice to say. Like, we've had fucking storms, like, to beat the fucking band, and then I had a functionality test, and that left some devastation as well. And I mean, like, I was in serious pain for the last 2 days.
That sucks.
Like it was a functionality test on my back, so I had to.
You're talking about the one where they stick the needles in you and hit you with a shot rod?
No, it's to do with work.
Okay, how far you can reach, how far you can bend over, stretch,
Yeah,
left, right, backwards, forwards.
yeah. There's a lot of exercises I couldn't do, like for obvious reasons because I have to keep my back straight. Like I mean, because if I don't, like, and if I fall on the floor, I ain't getting back up.
I was there, dude. I've been there. Back when I was 20, 29, I broke my back, crushed part of my pelvis, and ripped the socket out of my right hip. Everything else, everything pretty much went back together right, except for a spot in my back, and that's been where the hip popped out. And I spent years trying to work my way through that crap. Finally, I just gave up and became a junkie. My back eventually healed. Took it about 8 years, but even then, my hip was still out of the socket. This is the stupidest story I have. It's so dumb. So I'm strung out on every drug known to man, and I'm laying on the couch in there at like freaking 7:30 in the morning. I decide I'm gonna get up and get me a cup of coffee. And I went to roll off the couch and put my foot down, and my hip popped out of the socket, and I fell on it, and it slammed it back into the socket.
Mm.
I screamed. It hurt so bad, but immediately after it slammed back in, it felt fine. Weak like a kitten, raw like something was wrong, but it isn't anymore. Like somebody had hit it with a hammer or something.
Yeah,
I just sat back down, looked at my wife, and I was like, she was like, "What was that sound?" I said, "I think that was my hip going to the socket."
jeez.
What do you need a hospital? I said, "I feel better than I have in months. I'm gonna lay back down. I'm just gonna lay here for a couple of days."
Best thing that could have happened to you.
2 days later, I threw away all the drugs and went into full withdrawal, started having seizures and stuff. I was clean 3 weeks after that. And I had decided I was going to be a junkie for the rest of my life, that I was just going to live that life. Screw it.
Yeah. Or as you so quaintly put it, you're self-deprecating junkie.
It's I wouldn't wish that life on my worst enemy.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually lived with people that are like that, and it's not a pleasant experience to like. I mean, even to look at it, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's not because they fall into a category of like you say one thing and you mean the other. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. This
Well,
type.
and I'm not saying this to make a defense for myself or anyone else. There is a difference between a junkie who is in pain and a junkie who was in pain.
Yeah.
Right. I was on all that stuff because the doctors gave it to me because I was in an immense amount of pain.
Of course. I mean,
what utterly astounded everyone who knew me, who had all decided that it was bullshit, there wasn't any pain, you're just a junkie, get over it and admit it, yada yada yada, was when all that stuff got straightened out and I quit, no one believed me. It was a year and a half before anyone decided to take that trash seriously.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in a lot of ways, like people like that, like they need more help. It's
Well, it depends. If you've got a junkie who's just a junkie, he has nothing wrong with him, and he's just out there banging shit because he wants a high, you can't help that man. No amount of money, no amount of effort, no amount of help will help him, because if you give him a meal, he'll sell the hamburger for dope.
Yeah.
If you give him water, he'll sell the water for dope.
Yeah.
If you give him a house, he'll strip the copper, take all the windows, and then sell the house for dope. that's just the way it is. So help. How?
Yeah.
And I ain't saying nothing negative about these people. They are in a nasty situation.
I know. I mean, as I say, I've seen it happen. I mean, I've I can only empathize with them or sympathize in
Yeah,
some way, you know.
I get it, and yeah, it's totally a thing. It sucks. A lot of it has to do with mental stability.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you a secret: all the dope on earth don't make it stop hurting. It just makes you not care that it hurts anymore. The problem is it makes you not care about anything else either.
Yeah. And it's always great to see when they I mean, let's say they want to clean themselves up, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I mean, the elation on their face and everything. Like it's just, it's a wonderful to see, you know.
yeah. I went to a whole bunch of AA meetings and Narcotics Anonymous meetings and stuff like that. Those people, they were so angry with me. I mean, not one of them. Well, they all knew me. Small town, you know. It's supposed to be anonymous, but I'm in a tiny, tiny town, so we know each other. You
Yeah.
know. And these people, they're here because they're court mandated, and I was there because, well, I figured if I was quitting dope, I ought to be with a bunch of other folks quitting dope, right? So I went, and
I wouldn't say they'd be angry with you. I just say that like I mean that they'd be like I mean like they would probably say, oh well, you know, like they'd be more judgmental, you know.
yeah, point is, not a single person bought it, not even my wife for the longest time, until after I come out the room and had took a shower and threw away my mattress and bought new bed clothes.
Yeah.
Well, it was nasty. It was disgusting. She bought it. She knew I was serious and that it was real. It wasn't just a thing, you know.
Yeah.
The downside on that means is I quit like that, which means in the event that I end up in that kind of pain again, I'll probably fall right back in the same hole,
Yeah.
you know.
The main thing is, I mean, like, I mean, obviously, eventually, like your wife did kind of come to accept it.
Yeah, it took a minute. It took a few weeks, but she realized I was serious, that it was happening. This is a thing. I'm actually more impressed with her than I am with myself. I mean, I was very, very, very far down the junkie rabbit hole, as it were.
Yeah.
She had a decent, you know, secondhand addiction that she was dealing with. She quit the same day I did. As far as I know, I've never asked because it's none of my business.
Oh, she was on it as well, was she?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in her case, it was a byproduct of being present, you know, of
Yeah.
just being around it all the time and having access all the time and stuff. And to me, that is a harder habit to kick than, you know, being in pain and taking pain meds and stuff. She just quit.
So for her, it was kind of monkey see, monkey do type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just being in the environment. She just picked it up. So, and I always hated myself for that stuff, but what can you do? It's in the past.
Well, at least you're over it now, anyway. That's the main thing.
Now that's something you won't hear junkies say. And I am a junkie. I'm an alcoholic and a junkie. I'm an addict. I will be for the rest of my life. There's nothing I can do about that. There's no such thing as over it. Every morning you wake up and you think that, and this is from 10 years of thought process built into the brain. The very first thing I think when I open my eyes, I got to get a fix. Wait, no, I don't. How I got to do that? Mm-mm. How's your day been? I know your week sucked. Everything sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to Hippie.
I haven't talked to Hippie in a while actually.
Well, I'll tell you why. I noticed he's been missing. Like I noticed he hadn't been live in a couple of days. So I messaged him and I was like, somebody needs to tell me something.
Yeah.
He said he didn't want to. I was like, well, you got another day before I'll start heading in that direction and I will dig you up from wherever the hell you're hiding. We're going to figure out what's wrong with you. He said, all right, fine, I'll tell you. Many years ago, he had a surgery on his back that put a few pieces of titanium in there. Last week, sometime he was working on a van and leaned a little too far, picked up something a little too heavy or something and pulled a muscle or some such.
Yeah.
And because he's had work done on his back, he wanted to go to a doctor to have it like checked out, make sure he hadn't moved nothing inappropriately. And as far as I know, he hasn't. It's just a pulled muscle or slip disc or something like that. And when I finally got him to talk about it, I told him, I was like, "Oh, dude, check this out. This is going to be like a miracle for you." I learned this while I was all strung out and in pain. And this is going to sound too simple to work, but it'll work. You just got to tough your way through it. It'll work. Just do it. Don't sit and tell me about how bad it feels. I don't want to hear it. It's going to suck. And he's like, dude, I'll do anything to stop this. And I said, okay, you need to go and take you 2 Advils and 2 Tylenol. Make sure you got a decent belly full of food when you do it because it's going to upset your stomach a little bit. But you want to kind of push it a little hard the first time around, and then get you a couple of gallon of Ziploc bags full of ice, wrap them in towels, and lay them on your back, lay on your stomach, and for 30 minutes leave them on, 15 minutes take them off. You don't move. Have your wife move them. You just lay there. He's like, man, I've tried ice packs. They don't really. I said, no, not an ice pack. I'm talking 4 hours. I want you to do this over and over. The only time you get up is to go pee, and you come straight back and lay back down and put the ice packs right back on it.
It's not ice packs you want. You need like heat pads.
No, sir, not in a traumatized muscle. In a traumatized muscle, it's the inflammation and the expansion and swelling that's causing. Remember, he has metal in his back.
Yeah.
You heat that muscle up and it spreads out a little bit. It's not going to work the way you think.
Yeah.
So he said the first hour almost killed him. Said he thought I was nuts. He said after about the 4th cycle, something happened. I'm like, yeah. There comes a point where the swelling actually reduces enough to get below the pain threshold. And when you get there, it's a lot easier to stay there than it is to get there. Said he was able to get up, move around the next day a little bit. I said, no, sir, don't do that. You go lay your ass back down. I know you feel better, but it is not better yet.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. He's still waiting to get into the doctor, but it'll be fine. I hope.
I hope it all goes well for him anyway.
Yeah, he said he got a part of it checked out, and that what these people were familiar with as far as the work he's had. He said that it all looks okay, and they said he may have pulled a muscle or something, but he had to go and get the actual specialist for the spine to clear him. So I think that's what we're waiting on. I hope that's all we're waiting on, because he's supposed to meet up with Graham in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
We got to get that man back on his feet. He can't miss his European allies, man.
Yeah. I don't sleep much. I can hardly walk. I'm on my legs. Oh no. I'm off 2 pinch now.
Morning.
Yeah. I've fairly similar.
I was so lucky. I can't tell you how lucky I was. I collapsed 2 discs in my spine when all that happened. and a third one was fractured. And the two collapsed discs were bad, but that fractured one was freaking murder. And it took me probably 8 months, more or less, not moving unless I had to go to the bathroom. I would sit up to eat and then lay back down. You know, I'd lay on the couch and then lay in the bed and then lay on the couch some more.
Oh shit! I'm lucky to be walking. Like what happened to me, you know, like I mean, through a lot of wear and tear, and then finally the bike went from under me, and I broke three vertebrae in my spine.
That's no good, dude. Don't do that.
I won't do it again.
As your lawyer, I advise against it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's too early for this mess, man. What are we doing? Oh, you should have seen the look on my doctor's face when he looked at my hip X-ray. When it came out of the socket the way it did, it fractured part of the rim that holds it in, and those pieces of bone were kind of floating around in there, and that was part of why it wouldn't go into the socket like it was supposed to. Every doctor that looked at my X-ray tried to wipe those specks off. Huh. Looked like somebody sprinkled salt on it.
But anyway.
Ooh.
Song break.
Okay, but I ain't seen no wonderful shorts coming out of over there with you. You get arrested for them?
Well, from me?
Yeah, from you. The Last Irishman in Ireland.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not actually. I want to do that church again. You know. I'm more thinking about. I mean, there's not more. Like, to be honest with you, like there's not many foreigners about. Like because they're pretty much on their own after.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you heard about the riots, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're on their fucking run ever since. You know.
I had a guy tell me yesterday, you know, we're having sort of similar kind of issues, sort of. We don't have a channel, you know, we don't. We got a Rio Grande, and that's all we got, and nobody's looking at the northern border at all. But Texas decided, you know what? If the federal government's not going to protect our border, it is a state's right to be able to do so. And so they've activated the National Guard. Now, what was funny about that and really scary, Texas announced that they were going to close the border. Biden stated if you close the border, he will call up the National Guard. In America, we have a little bit of a different system over here, Texas especially. In America, if the president wants to activate National Guard on American soil, they need the governor's approval to do so. Yeah. So the governor's response was to activate the National Guard in the state. Now what you gonna do? Checkmate.
Yeah. I heard he was doing a bit of a fuck around like in that area, like between Georgia, Louisiana, and fucking Tennessee.
He's gonna find out. He's gonna find out. Keep on. Fuck around. You'll find out. Yeah. Keep on. That's Texas. Don't mess with Texas, man. Texas is a whole nother beast. I mean, you hear more American stories, but Texas, listen, in Texas's constitution, secession from the Union was already established. They're only here because they want to be.
Yeah.
You don't sing a song for me?
Yeah, I'll sing an old tune.
All right.
Giggity, giggity. We're a Tennessee whiskey. I used to spend my nights at a barroom. Liquor was the only love I've ever known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And I stay stoned on your love all the time. I've looked for love in all the same old places. Found the bottom of the bottle always dry. When you poured out your heart and wasted, 'cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, thank you. My mama thank you too, but she did. That's pretty dark humor, but it's okay.
Yeah. Mama dead too.
That shit still stings, dude. It's been 15 years, and occasionally oh my God, dude. I came across a distant cousin or niece, nephew, something, a distant cousin of mine. And I went walked in and was talking to him and all his kids and everything. And we was all having a good old time. And then I found out that this cousin of this distant relative of my dad's was married to one of my mother's great grandnieces or something. That woman walked around the corner and I almost burst immediately into tears. She looked just like my mama. It was so like he saw it happen. He saw it happen on my face. He said, "Oh, and I was like, hey, it's all right, dude. Just that's gonna take a minute." But what really broke my heart was when she started talking, and she was talking in that lake accent from upstate. I just stood up and left. She's like, "What's wrong with him?" I was like, I can't do it." I thought I could. I can't do it. I cannot sit and look at that woman. I can't do it.
Awkward.
I didn't experience it. I just had an absolute escape protocol that I had to engage. I could not stay there. I tried though. I put in an effort. And I imagine it was pretty rude. I just stood up, said and walked away. Turns out she had come across my brother too, and he had exactly the same reaction. Like everything was cool till she walked in the room, and he went pale like a ghost and just stood up and left.
Yeah, so that's wild. I had a kind of similar experience. I was like, I was saying my like well, back. I think it was around 96. My grandmother passed away, and I was like any old woman, any elderly lady that was passing by. I was like, is that my grandma? I said, what the? I was fucking saying things. I felt I was saying things.
It's a hard thing to live through. It's a hard thing to deal with, and closure helps. But then there's, I don't know, maybe we should change the subject.
Yeah, it's
dogs.
But anyway, isn't Norway a strange shape?
Yeah, right. It's a very strange shape, and I don't like it. I say we should nuke it and make it a different shape.
Yeah.
Morna, I thought y'all had some of that wonderful, that awesome free healthcare stuff that we keep hearing about in America, right? Ain't y'all one of those countries what got that free healthcare stuff they keep trying to push on us?
Yeah, we like, I mean, obviously you have to apply for a certain thing.
Oh, sure.
In order to get that.
You know what I did when I needed my freaking knee work done? I wrote them a check and they did it. It was done that afternoon. Now, no, that one wasn't my fault. It wasn't my money. It was someone else's money. Someone else injured me. So it was on them, not on me, and it was covered. And so it happened. And when I say it happened, I went in, they did measurements, they did an x-ray, and they had me in surgery that afternoon, had me walking again the next morning. Not that I wanted to walk the next morning. It was pretty fucking rough. But yeah. This might be a 2 coffee morning.
I'm on my third cup of pain tea, shall we say.
Mm.
It's the doctor's. I think I'm too scared to do an operation. I'm scared to tell me.
Mm-hmm. I get it. I'm not educated in that system. I have friends who have had to deal with those systems, and in my experience, or at least from what I've heard, the difference between private and public dole on that is immaterial. All the private insurance does is guarantee that you will see a doctor. It doesn't guarantee anything else.
Yeah.
So, and from experience, I can tell you, man, here, I don't care if you stub your toe and go to the ER just to see if it's broke, you know. They will look at it, say, well, I'm not a specialist, and send you to a specialist. And that specialist will be like, well, I'm a foot specialist, not a toe specialist, and send you to another specialist. And the toe specialist will look at you and say, well, I'm a toe specialist, not a central metatarsal specialist. And he'll send you to another specialist.
So it's the knee bone connected to the thigh bone.
Exactly.
Well, it's one of those fucking Mickey Mouse fucking bullshit fucking doctors.
You remember me saying something about the nerve specialists? Was it where they stick the needles in you and send electric current down your shit? Yeah. Anyway, when I was working on, I was born with a bone spur in my left arm that interrupted the humeral nerve down to my hand, leaving me with nerve damage in my hand. So it feels kind of like I'm wearing a thick glove on it or something. When I went to go get all that worked out, they put me through 15 or 20 different doctors, specialist testing. One of these guys walked in, took one look at me, and went, I heard him do it. He was right there in front of me. It's not like he hid it or not. He goes, grabs me, juices me with one of them fucking needles, goes to flipping switches, and the whole time I'm sitting there staring at my feet. And my wife's going, calm down, calm down, calm down. This doctor says, well, if you weren't such a pussy, it wouldn't be hurting you in the first place. I snapped. I completely snapped. My wife said, oh shit, and stood up and opened the door to leave. And I drug him out the door with me. I reached over and caught him by his lab coat and bumped him on everything on the way out. And we went outside and I threw his ass on the hood of his Viper. The whole time he's screaming, call the cops, call the cops. I said, it'll take the cops 15 minutes to get here, which gives me 10 minutes to beat the flying piss out of you. Now listen, I'm in pain and this is worth it. And after I smeared him back and forth across the hood of his Viper for a little while, I finally got a control over myself. And I sat there for a second, but I didn't let go of him. I kept holding to him. I said, now you have a choice. I can hit you with the fist that I can feel, or I can really hurt you with the one I can't. He's like, oh, I wasn't suggesting that you weren't in pain. I said, you called me a pussy. You did so just because you're an asshole. You are a moron. You do not realize the danger you stand in. You think you own the position that you're in when in reality, I do.
Yeah.
He's like, well, I wasn't trying to offend you. I said, I'm fucking offended. Now what? What's your brilliant plan to get out of here, Mr. Specialist? What's your plan? That's when the cops showed up, and it was two of my buddies from high school. And the look on their face when they climbed out of
you got the cops for you?
Yeah. I almost got arrested for this crap. Fucking Keith climbed out of the car and he walked over, and I was just shaking him, just shaking that doctor, just. Keith,
let me get this straight. Like he's fucking sending you to fucking this here, there, and everywhere, and he's the fucking specialist that's supposed to be like the expert, like,
yeah,
and tell you, listen, this is what's happening, this what's gonna happen, this what's etc. Like past, present, fucking future for your fucking like whatever the fuck is wrong with you.
right. Yeah,
like
terrible person in general. But the funny thing happened,
and then after that, he gets the fucking cops on you. And
well, I was
saying, what the fuck is going on? Like, what do I do? Like, what?
I'm
like,
in
you're
Georgia.
the expert here, dude.
I'm in Georgia. If this man had a pistol and shot me, he would have been perfectly justified.
Why?
Because I was assaulting him.
Oh.
I physically kidnapped him from inside his office and threw him on the hood of his $110,000 Viper car. I took him outside to beat him up with his ritzy ass car that I hated. And I did. So when the cops showed up,
being a little bit too extra fucking asshole.
Yeah. But when the cops showed up, I'll never forget this. Keith walked up to my left side. Tyler goes around the other side, and Tyler doesn't know me as well as Keith does. He's standing there with his hands on his gun, and Keith looks over and says, "Tyler, take your hand off your gun. You're going to piss him off." I was like, "Yeah, Tyler, you might want to calm the fuck down right now. I'm upset." And Keith stood there. He didn't look at the doctor. He didn't say, he was like, "Sasquatch, what's the problem?" He said, "This asshole's hurting me. He's hurting me and everyone else in his entire life. I'm thinking about ending all of that shit right now because my life ain't worth shit. If I can't get what's wrong with me fixed, I don't want to live anymore. So I'm going to rip this guy apart with my bare hands because I feel bad." He stood there. He went, "You want to go get a cup of coffee?" I tossed him off the freaking hood of the car. I said, "Sure." Went and got in my truck and went down to the coffee place downtown. And Keith came down there and sat down next to me. He's like, "You know, you can't assault people like that, man. If that man presses charges, I'm going to have to arrest you." I was like, "Good luck. You bring friends. I'm not going peacefully." He's like, "I really don't want to hear that, dude. That's not what I need to hear." I was like, no, I'm going to injure as many of y'all as I can on my way in. I will start by smashing your knee just because you're here now.
I want my league.
Right?
My baby biscuit. I want my baby cookie.
It all worked out though at the other end. That guy, he was fired from the that doctors association. We have these little like groups of doctors that get together and provide care with each other. He apparently they had a camera in that in the room I was in because it wasn't an actual it was a waiting room, not the little private doctor's area back there, which means they had already broken the law before I ever showed up.
Yeah.
But they had it on camera and everything that had been said, and the fact that I sat there for 45 minutes and just let him fry my ass. Turned out the machine he was using was broken, didn't actually provide readings. He was a quack. He was a total quack.
Yeah.
Didn't have any paper in it to register the readings that supposedly was making in the first place.
Yeah, so similarly from what you were saying, like he sounded like a fucking quack.
Yeah, and he didn't have the balls to bring me up on charges because that would have just brought more scrutiny down on his shenanigans in the first place. So.
I mean, it's not unheard of that things like that has been reported to the fucking news stations, radio fucking shows, you name it. Fucking
yeah,
like it's.
Never seen that man again. I'm in a small town. If he'd come through, I'd have known it.
I mean,
You're sad.
if he comes through again, heaven fucking help him.
I mean, I've chilled out a lot, man. Like, I used to be a really rough guy.
Yeah.
I for a while I was a very angry man, and everything I tried to do to try to help myself would just impoverish me in every direction. Every time I dealt with anyone, it was always, "Oh, we need more money, more money, more money." Well, I've spent $40,000 on you this year. I think
Yeah.
you've got it, bro.
I hear you. I was the same. I was the same way. I was like, and just eventually, I just got fucking pissed off, and I said, like, I thought, like, instead of spending all my money on fucking doctors and this, that, and the other, like, I'm just gonna fucking like, do a bit of research, like, and go fucking like natural medicine, you know.
Right. That NIH concept is it's I don't. The problem is it's government operated, and the government only does one thing well, and that's spend money. So
Yeah.
when you're talking finances, at least in America, I used to work for a company that did
I know it's considerably higher over there.
they did audits for different departments in the federal government, and in the process of doing the numbers work, it occurred to me the only way a government department gets more money the next year is if they spend more money than they have this year and spent more money than they had last year, and then you get more money next year. And so there is a predisposition towards overcharging, overspending, overdoing, and over everything,
Yeah.
so that at the end of the year you can post a deficit to your financial board. That's a good thing in their mind. That means next year we get more federal money, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, we charge more for this and we charge more for that. It'll cost you $75 to get a pen so you can sign some shit. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's shit. It's. I mean, you're spending pretty much a fucking fortune on these quack doctors. You know, like, oh yeah, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. It's fuck. So,
Yeah.
what's the fucking future hold, dude?
The the weirdest thing, we have two groups of doctors in town, small town, and the two groups really don't mix. And one group is largely like general practitioners and minor specialists, and the other group are like serious specialists. They're like
Yeah.
toe specialists or what, down to nitty gritty. And Dr. Briscoe, man, I paid him every dime I owed every time I ever went to him. He had such a magnificent bedside manner, and you never, not once when talking to this man, do you ever think that he's tired? Does he ever give you any guff? It's the best he can do, just as long as he can do it.
Yeah.
And when I say this, keep in mind he's a friend of the family, and I don't personally know him, right?
Yeah.
So when I show up and it's 5:45 and he just lets somebody out, he should be clocking out and going home now. He lets me in and we do the thing, and he's still chipper, and he might not be gusto, you know what I'm saying? He might not be on top of his A game, but he smiles and does the best he can, and you can tell this man really cares about his patients. He really wants to help. The specialists, you're a component in a cog. You're a piece. You are a paycheck. You are a paycheck. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy. Like the what the actual specialists charge you, it's unreal.
It is. And keep in mind over here, and this is part of a problem I have with this whole system. Over here, when something like that goes down and you got to go in and pay for whatever, that's not the end of it. These doctors are paid for every patient they see by the government, just like the NIH, except the difference is they're not supposed to be. They will register you as an indigent patient at every single doctor's office on earth when you show up. And God forbid you make your payments on time, because then they will double charge you on your end and charge the government for an indigent patient care on the other end. And no one audits this trash. No one checks. So
It's
if
nearly time they do.
yeah, it's just, oh my God, it's evil. It is evil.
I think at one stage I was actually on YouTube. Seen this video of what each like of what the general doctors do. You know, like in the hospitals, it'll astound you, like, and shock you. Like the amount of fucking shit they do. You know, it's crazy.
Here's one. Did you know that 86% of the medical industry is on some form of mood altering drug or opiates?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, from that video, I'm not surprised at all of what they do. Like, I mean, I know, like, especially if people have strokes or whatever, like they actually put you on opiates, or if you have seizures, they put you on opiates. Like, it's crazy.
It really, really is. Really, really, really is. It's so depressing.
And if I didn't do what I do, I'd be probably on opiates myself.
Yeah, it's the specialist and the surgeon. It's the people that aren't taking care of people. These people think they're working on a car. They act like they're working on a bulldozer that someone let roll down a hill, and not a person that's sitting in front of them. Drives you crazy.
I mean, it's like if you like it's some fucking jerk off, you know, like
Yeah, it's all scam.
sitting in office cubicles, like making all the decisions, and and it just so happens they're fucking stupid decisions.
Oh no, they're not stupid decision. They're bean counters. They make the decision that makes the most money
Yeah,
in a field that has human suffering as its dividend.
but that's basically my point. Like they take they take out the human side of it. Anyway, actually. I hear you, slow.
I'm dying over here.
Yeah, I saw that lung spit out. Anyway, song break. Inflatable pool full of dad's hot air. I was 3 years old, splashing everywhere. So began my love affair with water on a riverbank with all my friends. A big old rope tied to a limb, big old hoofs, you don't jump in the water. Yeah, when that summer sun starts beating down, you don't know what to do. Grab your swimming trunks, tied up to an old glue, and drive until the map turns blue. Daytona Beach on spring break, fighting girls up on the stage, white t-shirt about to be sprayed with water. Oh, let it go, boy. Yeah, when that summer sun starts beating down, you don't know what to do. Just go and grab that summer you wanna see in that bathing suit, and drive until the map turns blue. You can stay right there, the daylight's gone. Lay truth to dare, and it won't take long. You and her got nothing on but water.
Thank you very much. Oh well, so much for that one. You ever come across somebody who's just got a voice that's so annoying you can't even sit in the room with them,
Yep.
and other people don't seem to notice?
Yeah, not exactly what you mean.
There's this one guy, and I'm not going to mention any names because it's not his fault. It's a combination of his accent and how and where he learned English, you know.
Yeah.
But in my head, what was the guard's name in Hogan's Heroes, the big chunky bastard? the one that was always I see nothing. He sounds just like that guy, and I cannot get it out of my head.
Ned Beatty.
Oh no, not Ned Beatty's. Not Ned Beatty. Seriously, I can't remember. Hold on, I will do the one thing I hate doing and Google it.
Yeah. If in doubt, go to Google.
And I came across another guy the other day on a Flow States channel. I can't remember. I can't. His name's Jeff, but I can't remember the deal here. He apparently he's a full on socialist, right? And he was trying to explain how if you just go with socialism, everything would be free. And the entire panel was laughing at him. And I was like, hey man, I want you to quote one successful socialist system. You find me one, I'll wait. He said, okay. And went to Google. Google will lie to you in a heartbeat on that particular topic.
Did he find that?
No, of course he didn't find any. But his fallback position was,
that's brilliant. I mean, we have a fucking social party over here, and Jesus Christ, they don't do fuck all for.
Yeah, they do. They spend money. That's the one thing the government can do. Whether it's what kind of, the difference is in a capitalist system, we can tax some of the people enough to pay for it. In a socialist system, after they have devoured everything useful in your system, they just
man, the point is like this socialist party right that's over here, right? It's supposed to look after the homeless. They don't. Like that's why there's something like 600 fucking thousand fucking like people, and that's families. Like that's out in the street, like getting scraps, you know.
Yeah. My biggest hatred, and I've got sympathy for a lot of these people, you know, but the one that really sticks in my craw, in America, we have the most socialist healthcare system we have is so much trash that these people would rather just not mention that they're veterans. Veterans can go to Veterans Affairs and get any medical treatments done whatsoever on paper. But you try to go there and get something done, and you're talking about a freaking meat locker, dude. These people are putting you on a treadmill and just marching you through every office in that building over and over again as fast as they can so they can charge for every time you went in there.
So you know rights, right? Rights for vets, don't you?
Try that again.
You know rights for vets. He's been on
rights for vets. Yes.
Yeah. He goes to them like veteran camps, like the veteran like to get medical care and stuff, and they don't work out for him at all.
A veteran,
he's well in his 70s.
There's a channel called A Veterans Affair that was established specifically because this particular guy was having some trouble talking to his patient advocate. So he made a YouTube channel in hopes that she would find it and see it because they won't let him in there. Get this. And this is, I do believe, I've been snapped on this one. They used to have the patient advocate's office in a different part of the building. So you would go in, sit in a big waiting room, and they would come in and walk you back and do whatever they needed to do, and they'd let you out, you know, into the hospital area, right?
Yeah.
When the coup rolled around, they broke that up into a space like 5 or 6 different patient advocate offices spread out across the hospital instead of all in one area.
Yeah.
The office that his patient advocate ended up in has 4 doors out of it, and only one has a waiting area near it. And so every time he goes up there and sits down, they look through the little camera video thing and see him out there and leave out of a different door. And when I first started talking to the guy, I told him, I was like, dude, I want you to walk all the way around that office with your camera the next time you go up there. And he's like, okay, why? I said, because I don't think you're missing them. I think they're just leaving when you show up. He's like, well, I can't stop them. I said, no, if you can prove that they are specifically avoiding patients, you might have a case.
Mm.
So the next time you're up there, just check. And he found like 4 or 6 doors that all went into one little 2-room office suite. So yeah, they've been ducking out on patients every chance they get, apparently. And the way dude's a genius. He's an absolute genius. Yeah. He's one of those absent-minded geniuses that you don't realize is a genius till later. The way he proved
you have the link for that channel, do you?
If it's still up, let's see.
Yeah, I'll tell Roy to go over there.
Try that again. No, that's not it. Yeah. This is something I try to tell people when they set up an account on YouTube. Always search the name you're planning on using beforehand.
Yeah.
See how many stuff there is that pops up. Because being named a Veterans Affair doesn't help. Yeah, might do it. Yep, there he is. He's one of the very few veterans in this situation that was willing to come talk to me about it on the show. In fact, he paid to post it on YouTube, and I sent him an email. I don't know how to explain what it is that I do, but when you're dealing with a warrior, you have to talk to them like a warrior, right?
Yeah.
You can't be soft and cuddly. They don't respect that shit. And I come at him going, bro, are you not a soldier? He said, yes, and I'm exhausted. I said, I understand. Are you alone? He said, I'm completely alone in this entire battle. I said, no, sir. Every single, there is a literal army of America's finest sons and daughters standing behind you. Only they can't stand because they're injured, they're missing limbs, they're having the same problems you're having, but you have a voice, you have a platform, you have made a start at this thing. You're just stumbling over yourself at the moment. You don't know what to do. Stand fast. They cannot silence you forever. Look for allies, other people in the same situation that maybe don't have the balls that you've had to create this channel and to do the thing you have done. So, like, I gave him one of those officer pep talks, and it worked. He sent me an email back the next day. It was like, dude, you're real good at that. I was like, yeah, I know. I shouldn't be. I have no experience doing it, but I've seen so many stupid military movies that I know how to do it. Oh. But I got a lot of friends who are in the same situation, that whole Iraq thing, Afghanistan, 25 years of unending wars. Isn't it awful coincidental how we pull out of Afghanistan for 21 days before another war starts up that needs all those troops? Mm-hmm. How about that for coincidence?
It is a coinky dink, all right.
Right? Wow. It's almost as if, somebody knew it was going to happen. What are the chances?
Yeah, I was in the army as well. I was and was the I was an army ranger, and in the 2nd Battalion. So I know exactly what the vets go through and stuff like that. Sucks.
Let me go check something right quick. I'll be right back.
All right.
I thought it was raining. It's just a damn street sweeper going by. Dude, I'm telling you, it was 78 degrees yesterday over here. I tried to film a mosquito on my foot because I'm not supposed to be seeing mosquitoes right now. Stepped on a Lego in the hallway. That global warming is getting uncouth, man.
Yeah, I keep thinking we're having fucking earthquakes. It turns out it's an 18-wheeler fucking passing by.
Right? Oh, bro, you ain't telling me shit. I'm on Main Street here in town.
Yeah.
And when they come into town, a lot of them don't realize that they're coming into a small town, and about half a mile to my left, it's 55 miles an hour. 400 feet to my right, it goes 25.
Yeah.
So them boys come rolling in here at 55, go, holy crap, and hit their Jake brake and lay on that so much as hard as they can, and it will rattle every glass, every chandelier, every light bulb. This whole house vibrates.
Yeah. Like this whole like apartment block like rattles like fuck, Like when these guys pass by, holy shit.
I'm sorry, I just saw something funny. Check this out. Oh my god, it tickles me so much. Oh Lord. It says, why does he keep saying based after we read out each of his HR violations? Oh my god, we could be friends. We can definitely be friends.
Funny.
Right? Yeah, me and you are going to get along famously. Wow.
Is that off one of the channels, is it?
That's on Liberal Hive Mind. It's just he does politics and stuff like that.
Oh,
based. It's like, can you imagine how that freaking meeting was going? The little purple haired bitches was losing their mind. Oh Lord. Oh, we had one. And this was years ago. This was long before this whole HR fiasco with the DEI and all that stuff started being an actual in your face kind of thing. This was a long time ago. I was working at in an industrial environment at a factory that made strips of aluminum for windows to be built out of later, right? And they started up our HR, human resources, previous to this point was largely for people who had drug problems, were unwilling to do certain jobs. It was to try to work around, to try to find a way so they could keep the job and still be useful to the company without being fired,
Yeah.
when this whole HR thing, the recent version of it, when it became blue-haired women everywhere, it changed. It's no longer to help people. It is now to get people fired. It fires
Yeah.
people until someone of the right political stripe shows up to fill your position. I got called. All right. I had been dating this chick for 4 months when all hell broke loose in my life and I had to move and go do some other stuff in another town for a while. And then eventually I moved back over here and I worked at this place for 6 months. This is after a year of not having seen her. She got a job at the place, completely unaware that I was working there. In fact, we worked there for almost 2 months before we stumbled across each other. And so, I mean, I know this woman. It's not a case of me, being disrespectful, right? This woman's done things that don't deserve my respect.
Yeah.
And I approved of it. And she did not complain. No one complained. The HR chick happened to overhear a conversation between me and this lady. And she wrote me up for disrespectful treatment of a coworker. And then expected me to show up and talk to her about it. And since I didn't show up and talk to her about it, she wrote me up for another disrespectful thing to coworkers because I didn't show up to talk about it. And after about 16 of these things had stacked up, my boss come to me and he's like, Sasquatch, you're going to have to go talk to him. So, well, it might be best if I don't, because I don't respond well to people lying about me.
Yeah.
Well, you have to get signed off by these people. I thought, I don't think I do. I don't think that little wormy fat bag of shit has anything to say about a man who's actually working a job, or a woman who works the same job for that matter. I have an infinite amount of respect for this nice lady, but that woman can eat shit and die. I'm not going to go talk to her. After some more annoying phone calls and fucking with me, I eventually went to go talk to her. But the most amazing thing had happened. She had been promoted out of the office, and she had hired the most limp-wristed, limp-dick, blue-haired soy boy you could possibly imagine. When you picture this guy in your head, I want you to make him paler. He had lines cut in his eyebrows. He had an eyebrow ring, a septum piercing, 2 lip rings, and a tongue ring. And it was one of them angly on. He's one of those guys, right? And I come in and sat down and went, "Who the fuck are you?" He's like, "My name is Edward, and we need to really talk about how you're interacting with your coworkers." I was like, "Look, dude, I don't know you. I don't know you. You don't know me. I'll just go away." And I got up and went to leave. This cracker had a remote control installed on the door so he could hit the button and lock it. I turned the fucking thing, click, 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 click. I said, "Whoa." Unlock the door. "You're going to have to talk to me." I grabbed the entire freaking wooden desk and pinned him against the wall. I said, "Now you're going to talk to me." He's like, "I'll unlock the door. I'll unlock the door." And I squeezed him. I said, "No. Now I want to talk to you. Now, what is your complaint with me? Do you find me to be gruff, unpolished, perhaps uneducated? Is that the problem? That I didn't go to your little college and get all my piercings like I'm supposed to? I don't have the freaking communist flag tattooed on my back? Like, what's your problem with me, dude? What's the deal?" "I don't know you. I don't know you." Exactly. You don't know me. And you don't know Tony. You don't know Mark. You don't know none of these guys. You damn sure don't know Sylvia. I mean, obviously. Because no one complained. That was my issue with it the whole time. It was not a complaint made by a coworker. It was a complaint from office staff who had overheard something in an off work environment. We were not at the plant. We were not working. We had run into each other at another location, tiny town, small town, say it again, and overheard me and her talking, and then went to work and started filing complaints against me. So this guy calls the cops, and they pull me out of the back, put me in the break room, conference room, and then they went and got him. And the whole time there is this schoolgirl sounding voice outside the door saying, I'm not going in there. I'm scared of that man. I'm not going in there.
I swear to God, I'm not going in there. I swear to God.
Right. The cops come in, they say, well, he says you assaulted him. I said, that's true. Excuse me? I said, yeah, he kidnapped me. I defended myself. What do you mean he kidnapped me? He has an electronic lock set up on that door so he can lock it without having to get up, and he locked me in the room with him. So he got exactly what he asked for, me. It's changed the whole freaking story right there, bro. That cop sat there for a second. He went, really? Walked over to his office and looked at it, and it had an electronic lock on it. That son of a bitch got brought up on charges for kidnapping.
Backfire.
Right? And I went to the big boss man up there, the head office operator up yonder, and I told him, I said, dude, you need to be real careful who you hire over here. These people are morons. They're going to burn this place to the ground. You give them half a chance. He's like, I really wish you hadn't got that man fired. I said, I didn't get the man fired. He fired himself. He kidnapped me. And then we found out he'd done that to several other people and just forced them to talk. I was like, shit, I believe you could fit through that window, bud. It ain't but about 8 inches by 6. I think I can put you through it.
And for those that don't know, like if you're in a small town, they all fucking band together. But if you're in a main town, they don't. That's the only difference.
That can go two ways, bro. That can go two ways. If you're right, it's a good thing. If you're wrong,
I mean,
really bad thing.
Yeah, that kind of goes without saying as well. So, yeah, I get it.
Oh no. I have no ladies chained to no floors. Which one? I'm so confused. How did you know I like chained up ladies? Like they asked nicely. Oh wait, you're talking about something totally different, ain't you? You stalking me? Oh, it's all good fun. See, that's the thing is none of these people in these DEI positions have ever had any strife. They're all rich, well-to-do, libtard, left-wing nut jobs, complete and total authoritarians, the type of people who think that passing a law means people will follow it.
Yeah.
But here's a funny thing about that. It's the damnedest thing. People keep getting shot in no gun zones. But there's a law against having guns in those zones. Or, crazy people having guns, that's against the law. Or felons, that's also against the law. Or, well, I could keep going. And yet these people seem to still have them. So maybe laws is not the answer. Self-protection is.
Yeah.
Based. I think I'm just going to leave that up there for a while, just so I can bask in its glory.
Yeah, that's fun. So yeah, we'll call it a day anyway, and I'll see you guys in the next cartoon. Thanks, Slocum. Thanks, Charlie. Sass. Silver Girl, and all that joined. So I'll catch you in the next cartoon, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.